Hello, my name is Jewel. My metric number is 75473. I will be talking about question number 1. How did Welch make General Electric so successful in the world? So how did Welch make General Electric so successful in the world is by establishing change management process. Welch knew that the company was too large to fail, yet General Electric was too unwieldy to adapt for further growth, so he reinvented General Electric, which involved two separate phases. These phases are referred to as hardware and software in order to combat the problems that the company faced with isolation, low moral, and negative attitudes toward the workplace. For example, Welch began selling those businesses in General Electric's portfolio that faced no potential return in the future and retained and added some with the potential to be number one or number two in the industry of infrastructure. As a result, it brings General Electric's operation into economies of scale and then locks out the potential competitors. During the 1980s, General Electric had bought 338 businesses and product lines for 11.1 billion and sold 232 for $5.9 billion during the 1980s. Welch also began to destuffing the company where he removes unnecessary layers of middle management and lay off thousands of employees. As a result, he had reduced the workforce by almost 100,000 to streamline the company and to increase efficiency by 1984. Instead, each year he will terminate the bottom 10% of his managers and he will reward the top 20% with bonuses and stock options. And the last one is cultural change. Welch wanted high productivity employees within the company, so he started to make an approach that focuses on three main areas, which is goal setting, competition, empowering employees, and also increasing corporate communication. This approach is meant to supplement Welch's goal setting by creating a sense of competitions within the organization, as well as against all competitors. While Welch preached his philosophy of a playful opportunism, where the employees were given overreaching stretch goals of their target, he also aims to improve the product quality by introducing Six Sigma. The Six Sigma is a process which consists of the rigorous application of statistical tools to improve profits, reduce costs, and improve speed. Some parts of the Sigma are included by asking hard questions regarding level of defects, time required to perform operations, and customer expectation. By these methods, there are improvements on teamwork to propel quality to the highest level and creating a boundary-less organization in which empowered employees are self-directed and motivated to reach their goals. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Angelica with metric number 74125. I will present the first two weaknesses of Welch that cause problem to the company. The first one is lack of sensitivity. Welch was known for being impatient and blunt. This brashness has also been criticized over the years for what appears to be lack of empathy for the working and middle-class employee. Although Welch tried to increase confidence in his employees, his communication style frequently led employees losing their self-confidence. Insensitivity not only caused hurt emotions and poor morals among employees, but it also put them at risk of suing the company. This shows that the employees are unable to understand the significance and goals of the message that being delivered. Unfortunately, this could result in internal conflict and frustration among the employees. The company goals may not be visible to the employees if there is a lack of downward communication, which can intimidate them. Moving on to the next weakness is toxic workplace environment. According to Michigan State University, workplaces with positive environments are those that are offer trust, cooperation, safety for taking risks, accountability, and equity. However, the de-staffing culture by Welch create a toxic place environment among employees because they need to compete among each other to be in the top 20% employees in order to be avoid terminated by being the bottom 10%. Anyhow, this starving culture will increase trust issue and uncooperation among employees that lead to unhealthy responses that affect engagement and productivity. That's all for me. The next weakness will be explained by Glenis. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Glenis Christopine de Souza, matrix number 74908, and I'll be explaining the last weaknesses of Welch that could cause problems to the company. The last weaknesses is aggressive goal-oriented. Goal-oriented orientation refers to how individual and organization perform in order to accomplish their main objective. Goal orientation is a form of strategy used in business that has an impact on how a company handles its revenue and make plans for the upcoming project. However, being too goal-oriented definitely could not ensure a long-term commitment. Employees may act unethically in order to meet their goals because they want to receive the benefits for doing so. This behavior could jeopardize the organization in a long term, and in the long term, it will lead to loss of joy for the work, losing motivation, and eventually the workers will give up due to constant uphill climb in order to achieve the goals. Next is the suggestions to Welch on how to make General Electric more successful in the future. First is empathy, communication between employees and employer. Welch is known for his brashness while communicating with his employees. By providing a clear and more empathy in the communication between employers and employees, it could lead to a better work productivity, which then leads to an increase in profits for the company. This is supported by the neoclassical theory, or known as the human relation theory. This theory explains about the best way to motivate, structure, and support employees within the organization. Apart from that, the neoclassical theories also mention that a manager who failed to account for the social needs of his or her employees could expect to deal with resistance and lower performance. Thank you.
Hello there, my name is Abigail Barbara and my metric number is 73927. So the second suggestion will be enhance employee engagement. This suggestion is related to the work engagement theory of Kahn. Work engagement is the level of self-preference a person displays in work responsibilities to develop connections between self and job, which can improve role performance through mental, emotional, and physical self-investment. Simply said, employee engagement refers to team members' everyday levels of motivation and enthusiasm for their work. Highly engaged staff members give their all to every assignment, come up with creative ideas to improve the company, and act as your company's finest brand ambassadors when it comes to establishing a strong employer reputation. Sadly, disengaged workers might have the opposite impact, doing only what is necessary to get by, rarely expressing their opinions on crucial matters and encouraging disengagement in others. The third suggestion will be identify and remove possible barriers. This last suggestion is related to the theory of constraints. The theory of constraints is a method for determining the most significant constraints that prevents the accomplishment of a goal and then methodically removing that limitation until it is no longer the constraint. This theory takes a scientific approach to improvement. The alignment of the company's policies, procedures, and structure with the competitive differentiation strategy must be looked into closely and be identified. Be aware of indicators of misalignments such as, do people have to get things done regardless of rules and regulations? Do employees have the ability to complete the proper task efficiently according to the regulations and work practices? How are the connections between different functions such as sales and manufacturing? Conflicts and frustrations frequently occur. Questions like this should be asked. These little questions can contribute to the success of a company. That's all from our group. Thank you for watching.